Your brain has 5 life stages. Here's what stage you're in. Most people think of the brain like a machine that slowly wears down over time. You are born, your brain develops, peaks somewhere in your 20s, and then gradually declines until you die. That is the popular version. But it is not what the science shows. According to a landmark study published in Nature Communications in 2025, your brain does not decline in a straight line. It moves through 5 distinct stages, each with its own strengths, its own vulnerabilities, and its own turning points. And knowing which stage you are in right now changes how you should be thinking about your mental performance. Here is what researchers at the University of Cambridge found. The study analyzed MRI diffusion scans from 4,216 people between the ages of 0 and 90. What they found was that the brain does not change gradually and continuously. It moves through 5 distinct epochs, separated by 4 major turning points at roughly age 9, age 32, age 66, and age 83. Each turning point marks a moment when the brain fundamentally reorganizes how it connects and communicates. Stage 1, birth to 9. This is the period of maximum neuroplasticity. The brain is rapidly building gray and white matter, pruning unnecessary connections, and establishing the foundational architecture it will use for the rest of its life. What happens here shapes the neural infrastructure of everything that follows. Stage 2, 9 to 32. This is the most surprising finding in the entire study. Researchers found that this stage is the only period in life when the brain's neural networks are becoming increasingly efficient. The brain during this stage is defined by rapid communication across regions and strengthening connections between different areas. It is also the period when most mental health conditions are first diagnosed. The brain is powerful during this stage, but it is also, in a specific sense, exposed. Stage 3, 32 to 66. This is the stabilisation phase. The brain's architecture essentially plateaus. Major structural rewiring stops. This is the phase where accumulated knowledge and pattern recognition become the brain's primary strengths. The brain, during this stage, is slower to form new connections, but it is extraordinarily capable of applying what it already knows. This is also the phase where lifestyle factors, sleep, inflammation, physical activity, cognitive load, begin to have a measurable and compounding effect on how the brain ages into stage 4. Stage 4, 66 to 83. This is early aging. The neural networks that were stable through stage 3 begin to show measurable changes in connectivity, processing speed slows, and the brain becomes less efficient at switching between tasks. However, the research is clear that this is not a uniform decline. People who entered this stage with strong neural reserves, built through decades of sleep quality, physical activity, social connection, and cognitive engagement, show significantly different trajectories than those who did not. Stage 5, 83 and beyond. This is late aging. The rate of change in neural connectivity accelerates. The brain's network organization becomes increasingly different from its earlier stages. This is the phase most associated with the conditions of late-life cognitive decline. Now here is the most practically useful part of all of this. The turning point between stage 3 and stage 4, around age 66, is not a cliff. It is a gradient. And the research consistently shows that what happens during stage 3, particularly from your late 30s through your 50s and early 60s, is what determines the trajectory of stage 4. Put simply, the brain you arrive at 66 with is largely the product of the choices and inputs of the 30 years before it. Sleep quality, chronic inflammation, physical activity, cognitive challenge, social connection. Each of these has documented measurable effects on the neural reserves that determine how stage 4 unfolds. Some people in this space also explore targeted nutritional support as part of protecting cognitive function during stage 3. Compounds that support mitochondrial energy in neurons, reduce neuroinflammation, and support the neurotransmitter systems associated with focus and memory. I have linked one worth checking out in the description, affiliate link, small commission, no extra cost to you. But the most valuable takeaway from this research is the framing itself. Your brain is not a machine wearing down. It is a living system moving through defined stages, each with its own logic. Knowing where you are in that journey is one of the most practically useful things you can do for your long-term cognitive health. If this was useful, subscribe. Next video, why your brain crashes every afternoon, and why the research says it has nothing to do with laziness or what you ate for lunch. See you there.